Ivan, Namaste and a good day, everyone. I'm Shanika Nadeshani from Polonnaru, Sri Lanka, your host for today's program on behalf of the International Association for Culture Education. The International Association for Culture Education is a non-profit international organization working with educators across the globe of enhance the quality education and contribute to achieving the sustainable development goal. The International Conference on Culture Education will be held in Mumbai, India from August 10th to 15th, 2025. The conference is organized with the support of the PEC Welfare Foundation in Mumbai, along with many universities, institutes, and schools from India and the other countries. Parallel to the conference, we are conducting the lecture series aimed at building the capacity of teachers, educators, and committees. Today we have a very special speaker. But before I introduce today's speaker, I would love to warmly welcome Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am to this virtual platform on behalf of the International Association for Culture Education. Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am is a well-known educator in India. In fact, her reputation extends beyond India to many South Asian countries, especially in Sri Lanka, where she is highly respected for her tremendous leadership in advanced educational quality across the region. And also, ma'am, I would like to say I'm your big fan and you are my role model. Okay, namaste, ma'am. Now I invite you to introduce today's speaker. But before that, I would love to hear a few words from you, perhaps even about the upcoming conference since Mumbai is your hometown. Over to ma'am.
Thank you very much, Shanika,
Yes.
that you have spoken so well about me and you like me and I love you all.
Me too.
Shanika and all the Sri Lankan teachers whom I met and whom I'm, looking forward meeting at Mumbai conference. So it is so much love from you people, and that is why I think that I should try my best to make the exchange of education among us. I will not take name of any country, but I will say our teachers from all over the world. We are going to share their knowledge. And it was such a wonderful experience for me when I visited Sri Lanka. And before that, when you people have come to India. So, due to Mr. Kamal Gouda, it has become such a good relations in education and a good friendship between India and Sri Lanka. I'm sure that it is going to be a very good you know exchange of the knowledge between two countries and all that. And Shanika, uh, it's my pleasure that all of us are here. And today, Preeti Tyagi, whom we are going to introduce to all the wonderful Sri Lankan teachers. I have to say it again and again because I'm feeling it in my heart. So please carry on, and my good wishes to all of you. And you are invited to Mumbai, my hometown. I'll be very happy. All of you, Shanika. Take
Thank
care,
you,
Vita.
ma'am.
Now you can proceed further. Thank you so much. Preeti is a, a teacher, English teacher, and she's doing a lot of work in education in the English subject. She's from Delhi. She's teacher in a Delhi CBSE school. Along with her teaching capabilities, she's the master trainer with Central Board CBSE, and she's giving so many trainings to other teachers in the English subject. So that way, I think we are lucky to have her here today to talk about that how in a classroom we can do different types of activities. And she's using an acronym she's using an acronym through which she's going to talk about that how you can have many activities so that the children will learn from that. Thank you so much. All the best to today's presentations.
Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am and Shanika ma'am, the way you have introduced me, that I'm glad, right, for introducing me. And I'm equally glad to be a part of this wonderful organization of teachers, I must say. And I would like to extend my special gratitude to Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am, that who not only introduced me to this beautiful fraternity, but simultaneously, encouraged me to be a part of this. And when it comes to, the way Rashmi Tyagi ma'am was introducing all the Sri Lankan fraternity. So I'm also just looking forward to meet each one of you in person. That thank you so much giving me this platform. I would love to be in connection with you all. So when it comes to sharing certain strategy, that how could we manage the classroom, because I think we all are the teachers over here who all are dealing into the children of a formative years, are we?
Yep.
Or
Yes, ma'am.
some of us are dealing with the senior students as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to the managing the children in the classroom, it's one of the difficult tasks, I think, that being a teacher,
Yeah.
that we all teachers have to endure with. Am I correct?
Yeah, they will not be interactive right now. Once you
Okay.
just, yeah.
Okay. So since but still we are the teachers, that we believe that we are the one that who will be bringing out the solution to every problem on this earth. So let's discuss certain strategy, that how could we better manage our class, because it's not about managing the class, it's not about silencing the classroom, it's about that how we can discipline our children so that they can learn, they can achieve the purpose, and we can also be satisfied enough that whatever we have intended, we have imparted that as well. So I'm just sharing this slide with you. Okay. First of all, as Rashmi ma'am told us that we are going to talk about the classroom management. So just have a look on this slide. The future of the very, very powerful line, when I say so, the future of the world is in my classroom today. So I guess that we all will be resonating with this sentence, that yes, undoubtedly, we are nurturing the future bearer, right? Rashmi ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. So interactive this will take
Okay.
place later. You just explain as you are explaining, and your PPT is so good. Please continue. Thank you.
No, I can get it.
Shanika
Okay.
ma'am,
So
everybody,
as
is she audible to others also apart from us? Shanika? Shanika ma'am? Hello?
Shanika
Is
ma'am,
she audible to everyone?
Yeah, ma'am, we can hear you.
Hello?
Ma'am, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, very clear. Now
Okay,
it's
fine.
okay.
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. You are very
Yes.
clear. You can continue.
Yes. So as I told you that we are nurturing, we are teaching the future, bearer, the one that who are going to be the policy maker of this world. And that time that we need the skilled generation, that we are not here to teach them that whatever little or more is written into the, textbooks. No, we need a skill-based students, we need the skill-based people, because ultimately in today's scenario, whosoever is skilled would be able to make the mark on the society. So like the first, because until unless that we are endowed with the objectives, we know the our purpose, that what for reason that we are creating this, why we are creating this big association of teacher, what is the purpose behind it. And the purpose behind is that we need to create a positive learning environment, because until unless that we all are apprehensive enough that we won't be able to make that mark. So we ourselves have to be more positive enough, motivated enough to create that learning environment. And how are we going to create that learning environment, right? That cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, like this sounds very typical and technical word to us. When I say that we have to work on the cognitive skills, we have to work on the affective domain, we have to work on the psychomotor. In I would like to prefer that we have to bring the qualities of 3H, right? Head, heart, and hand, right? If we are able to imbibe these qualities among our students, so it means that half of the journey is done, half of our work is done. So it means, when I say so, that we need to be a little bit focused, that we have to observe in our students that are they able to get their cognitive skills, are they able to get their affective domain, are they able to work on their psychomotor. Cognitive is the brain power, and how are they going to develop their brain power? Through the analytical learning. And learning, I'll be telling you certain strategy that how we can make them cognitive competent. When it comes to affective, a few I would say nowadays there is one very important buzzwords, right? And what is that buzzword? That is called emotional intelligence, right? Otherwise earlier we were not very mindful about that, how people are taking care of the emotions.
Please tell them about, like you have told them, affective domain, cognitive domain. So please
Okay.
explain in one line. Thank you.
Okay. So as I told you that cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, these are very technical words, but still I'll tell you the meaning. Cognitive, it means that is related to our brain functioning, right? In that whatever way we can develop the brain of our child. Affective is the heart qualities, right? Wherein that we can, make them to work on their, how they can better mind their emotions, because until unless they're good at managing the emotion, like no use of giving them education, right? Their education is useless. And psychomotor is the hand skills, that whatever they are doing it, they are just practicing it, implementation. So I would like to sum up these three words into 3H, right? Hand, head, and heart. I say them 3H. So it means that we have to make our children competent, wherein they can encompass the qualities of hand, heart, and head. Okay. So and what is the aim? What actually, we want to make our children, we want to make them designer, we want to create designers mindset. Now gone are the days then when we were asking the children to be the teacher, the doctor, the engineer, the
Yes.
scientist. Nowadays, now we are not focusing on these things, we are focusing that our children is the competent, our children are the competent enough, right? Our child is well skilled enough that whatever he is going to do, he is going to bring a difference, right? In fact, I would say there are many earlier that we used to say, no, my mother is a work, she's not working, she is a household woman, right? She's a
Mm.
housewoman, right? We used to say that. But nowadays there are so many women empowerment, right? There's so many women entrepreneurs, wherein they are making the big sum of money by just making the pickles and selling the papads,
Yeah.
just creating this way. So now
Yes.
we cannot end up saying that they're just merely the household the queens. No, they are the queens of the world, because these things are matter the most to them. If they are enjoying in just making the papers, they are selling it all together. So in that way they are bringing the business. So in today's scenario, what is good thing, there are so many things that we can keep on cribbing about today's world, but there are equally good many things that we feel that we are fortunate enough. Nowadays the opportunities are everywhere. The only thing that we need to create the opportunities taker, right? So here we are just going to talk about the takers, the designer, right? And who all are going to create the designer's mindset? We. And how? Right. First of all, everything comes from the beginning. The first step is that we have to know our class, because whatever we are, thinking to manage, we need to know what exactly that we are aiming to manage. Right. So we need to know our class. When I say know our class, it means a class is a combination of a different student with their different mindset, their different, capacity, their different I would say the emotional handling. There are some people who are quiet. There are some people that who all are over enthusiastic. Some people love to be outside. Some people love to be inside. So we need to understand that what exactly that we are dealing with. So we need to understand our class. So I have jotted down certain types, that what sort of students that we are dealing in. And I hope that you will also resonate with it when I say so. And some or the other time you might have encountered these type of students in a class, right? Because until unless that we take a deep dive into the problem, we won't be able to come up with the solution. So let's take a deep dive, that what sort of a generation that we are going to deal with, what sort of students that we are going to deal with. Okay, now if I'll talk about my first type is overachiever. Right. These students are always striving for perfection, more and more and more, for better understanding, and goes above and beyond what is expected of them. You might have, come across the certain student, ma'am, why did I get, 99, though my paper was of 100 marks, right? Because they wanted to achieve more and more, right? So first type is overachiever. And now, because we cannot judge the entire class based upon this one type of students, right? So we are just coming up with some more. Now the underachiever as well, right? Class cannot be same from everywhere. Under, I hope that the PPT is clear to everyone. Sanika ma'am, your mic is off. Okay.
Ma'am, it is clear. It is clear, ma'am.
Yes, underachiever. These students may struggle with, kind of inner motivation and outer motivation as well. Even the parents are always like that. He is not going to do anything, right? And somehow that, after listening to so many stuff and the statement from his parents and from the neighbors and from the friends and from the societal, people, that he is tend to believe that he cannot do anything. So this is right, this is how that we are calling him underachiever, because of the pressure, because of the inner struggles, right? He couldn't put the desired amount of the effort into the studies, right? And this is how that continuously he keep on getting the low marks, right? So whom we will call the underachiever, right? So now, okay, now the class clown, right? This is one very famous class clown who is always, hell bent on making the classmates to laugh on his small and the big activities, right? So we call them class clown, right? Who always pleases others, that whatever the naughtiest thing that he is doing, whatever ridiculous thing he is doing, that he somehow that he's looking for the attention, right? And the shy student, that definitely we have the shy student in the class, right? The gifted student, again the intelligent, because now, after a while, being after getting to know that what sort of students that we are just going to have in a class, I will tell you about that, how to deal with them, how to manage with them. Because once we are focusing on that, how this student of mine is, is going to be handled, automatically the entire classroom will be managed. So the gifted student, they have a natural talent for certain, some are singers, some are dancers, some are orator, right? So there are certain students that who has gotten the gift of something or the other activity. They may be good at studies, they may not be good at studies, but they are equally good at the rest of the activities. And the struggling students, rest difficulty with certain subject, generally, you might have seen that there are certain students that were good, very good at the language. The right side of brain works so much, but on the other hand, when it comes to the analytical subject like science or the maths, they are not so good enough, right? And the class leader, I'll say class leader. So class leader is again somebody who is good at studies, who cannot be good at studies, but when it comes to managing the stuff, when it comes to minding the class, he is always the one that will raise the first hand. Okay, ma'am, I'll do it. Right. So, these kind of the children will end up being a leader. That is for sure. Right. I'll tell you the anecdote that before coming into the academic, right, before being a teacher, that I was working into the MNCs. So I was in Bank of America. There was one, boss of mine that one day I asked, right, sir, that how do you choose people that who is going to get what? Because there is one position and there are so many candidates for it, and candidates, there are certain candidates who are equally capable and qualified for so and so post. Then how do you choose them, on what basis? So he gave me the very good example to it. He said it, ki Preeti, see, if we see that so and so employee is not good at work, is not good at handling the word, but he's good at handling the people around, right? So we just promote that employee to the manager post. But if we see that some employee is so good at work, in fact that he's so good that if we'll remove that person, that we will have to hire 4 more. So he's doing the work of 4 employees all alone. So how are we going to motivate that employee? That we are going to raise salary for that. We are going to give the 60% hike, 70% hike to that employee. And this way, we are pacifying both the employees. So here, what are we looking at? We are looking at the possibility and the capacity of different person, that how could we channelize the skill of so and so person. Right. So that is how that we need to see in our class, that which student needs what. Right. So class leader, loner. You're going to have the loner for sure. That who doesn't want to talk to anybody, who would like to remain silent all the time, who doesn't want to come out of that corner, always would like to sit on the same place, right? So we need to recognize that. So first I'm telling you that how to recognize these people. If you're finding a student that always sitting on the same bench, prefer to be into the corner, prefer not to speak to anybody. So it means the person is loner. And the bullied student, there are certain new student, right, that they may be frequent and recurrent target of the bullying because of their body shaming. Nowadays, though people are working against this phenomena of the society, wherein the students are body shamed, color shamed, name shamed, right? There are so many shaming around them. So, right. Okay. Now, certain are teachers, but the name sounds a bit, I would say comic as well. The teachers, pet who believe in telling everything to the teachers. Oh, ma'am, do you know what what has happened to our class every day? Ma'am, do you know Mohit has done what? So, they, every little and the major thing, they would love to tell it to the teachers. And the slacker, no matter what you do, they are always, lackadaisical. They don't want to do anything. They are, they have their own guff up and they have their own time to do the things. And mediocre students are always, my favorite, I would say. Their student may not excel in particular subject, but they will not struggle in any of them either. So they are mediocre. The smart aleck, that they think themselves that I am the all-knowing person. I know everything. No need to tell me anything. I can do anything and everything. Right. So, and the newly kid, of course, they can be the target of uh, you know, the transfer students, struggling student we have deal with, struggling reader. I mean, now what is the difference between struggling student and the struggling reader? That refers to the dyslexia problem, wherein the children are not competent enough to read anything, or this is the, fundamental, I would say the problem. If the child would not be able to read anything, he would not be able to proceed whatever is being taught to him. So the English language learner, because if we talk about the today's reality, if you're not good at English, if you're not good at English communication, you won't be able to recognize as an intelligent one. And to be very honest, I don't find any fault with that statement as well, because sometimes that we have to mold ourselves as per the requirements of the world. And when I say the requirements of the world, is that we have to have that international language, and international language is English. So if we want to be a global citizen, that we need to embrace the global language, which is English. So ultimately, we cannot defy that fact. Oh no, every language is good. I love my Hindi. I love all the languages. But when it comes to English language, so that is the global language. So we need to make our child mindset in that way, beta. This is the language which will surely create so many avenues and so many opportunities for you to excel in your life. I am not saying that this is be all and end all of every success, not at all. But yes, this is something that which will surely not blocking your ways, but creating new avenues and the opportunities, right? Now, the another is, we just got to know our class. We know that who is who, what is what. Now, how to deal with it? When I said that overachiever, that who all want to excel into their lives, that who want to excel into their subjects. So how to tackle them? Just start giving them the leadership role. Okay, beta, you are the monitor for today. You have to mind the class, right? In that way, you will provide them the responsibility that will sound like a leader does. Provide them the challenging roles, advanced work, and recognize their, oh, thank you very much that you have done so great, right? Because this is ultimately he or she is looking for. She or he is looking for the appreciation for his work and for the more challenging responsibility. Believe me, take my words. If you have recognized the overachiever, give them the challenging role, right? They will love that, because this is what they are looking for. When I say underachiever, identify the root cause of underachiever, provide them the and how are we going to do? See, gone are the days when the teacher, were the stunt teachers, right? Okay, what we have done, this is going to be taken as it is. Now, we cannot sustain only being a teacher. Here, we have to be a teacher, we have to be parents, we have to be friend, we have to be best friend, we have to be guide, motivator, and whatnot. So, the entire onus is on us only. We cannot expect their parents to teach them. And now that you'll be coming up with this question, why can't? Because ultimately they are their parents. They have, the moral, ethical responsibility. I do agree. But another, the societal change is that most of the parents are working, right? They can't give as much time as our parents used to give to us. So now the complaining is not the solution. We have to come up with the solution. So, whatever time for 5 hours or 6 hours they are coming to the school, make sure that we are going to make the most of these 6 hours to them. And, believe me, it happens because it happens when you talk to them, putting your emotions into the center. They'll tell you the problem. Okay, ma'am, what is the problem? I don't understand the concept of science, ma'am. Actually, I don't get a good atmosphere at home. My parents are struggling in this, my parents are fighting this, I don't get the support from them, ma'am. This is the problem. I am unable to concentrate. The only thing is that you have to, impersonate their friend, not a teacher. If you are going to them as a teacher, they are not going to tell you, right? So when it comes to underachiever, just be their, best buddy, safe place wherein they will think, yes, okay, this is the person who who would actually provide me the solution. Give, you know, make yourself comfortable enough to give them that faith. Once they'll have that faith, they'll let you know everything. And the class clown, encourage them to channel, because they are so energetic. That's how, every now and then that they believe in just making people happy and teacher happy. Oh, ma'am, I have done it. Ma'am, Saksham has done it. So encourage them to channel their energy and humor in a positive way. Because nowadays, if we'll talk about, the career options, they have that career option of a, stand-up comedy, and everything they are full of the comedy. In fact, nowadays people hire people just to laugh at certain things, right? That we need a person who can make us laugh. So just encourage them that you have gotten so much energy on you. The only thing is that you need to see that where this energy has to be channelized, right? So in this is how, in that way they will not offend, because nowadays if we talk about the self image of our child, it's very fragile, very very fragile. Ultimately they end up saying, oh, I'm stressed, my emotions were hit. So we have to create a safe place for them. And how are we going to get? We will be putting ourselves into their shoes, right? So when I say class clown, beta, you have got that energy, that's very good, it's rare to be found out, but you have to see that where to put that energy, right? Okay, so this way they will think that ma'am is not being sarcastic over me, in fact ma'am or sir is being encouraging to me. Okay, shy student who doesn't want to talk to you, right? So somehow this is a kind of that he is lacking into the self esteem and then confidence, and create a safe and supportive. In that way, encourage the classmates to talk to him or talk to her, and simultaneously every day make it a point that as soon as you enter inside the class, you are saying one or two sentences to that child. Okay, how are you doing? Right? How are the people at home? I hope that you have learned something. So that way he would bound to feel answer you, right? No matter whether he wants, he doesn't want. But when you'll ask the question, like he'll surely be answering you. And gradually every day that he'll start making up, okay, Preeti ma'am comes to the class and I am the first one then whom she always asks a question. So he'll be starting, he'll be prepared well in advance to answer you. So gradually it means that you have started bringing him up at a point where he'll speak. People will start speaking to him. So this way you will see the change in him. Now, class leader, again, they provide them the opportunities. Leadership, you are the monitor. Okay, you are the monitor for all the students. When they'll go to the physical education period, you will see how they are playing, how well they are disciplined with, right? So this type of role, they will have that sense, okay, ma'am has provided me the role and I have to live up to that role, right? So in that, loner, provide the opportunity for social interaction, build connection with others. You can do that strategy. Suppose that there is a child that whom you have recognized as a loner, and there is another child that who is very talkative. Try to make them come closer, right? Just do the kind of sitting arrangement wherein they can come closer, because ultimately what matters, the company matters a lot. Not today, not tomorrow, but after 2 or 3 days they both will speak to each other, and the loner will start getting impacted the way our extrovert talks, right? So give that strategy, swap their places, right? So this way they will understand. Bully students, again, address bullying behavior, provide support and guidance for the student, provide. And there you have to be the ethical guru, the moral policing. You have to do that moral policing to your students, ki, okay, that you are bullying, that if you were at his place, how would have you behaved? How would have you felt? Right? Emotionally that we have to handle that child, because I do it so much, and every time that I ended up that what I targeted in the beginning, right? If I have targeted directly, I cannot scold any other child, but emotionally, without letting the child, that I, employ the such kind of statements and words into my teaching. Okay, beta, okay, tell me, if I say this to you, how bad you might have felt, right? So don't you think that some other person may feel in that same way? So this way the child will surely understand. He will be, the self analyze, he'll be self analyzing his behavior. teacher's pet. Encourage their engagement and participation in the class, recognize their accomplishment, and provide opportunity for leadership. These are same. Slacker, identify the root cause. And I told you in the beginning as well that how are you going to find out the root cause? When you'll be their safe place, when they'll start trusting you. Okay, Preeti ma'am is the only one that if I'll tell her all the problems, that she'll come up with the solution. And yes, very, very important that you need to give that faith to that child, that you are not going to reveal the kind of conversation they both had to somebody else. Because you know what happens, these slackers, they have a very fragile self-esteem and image. They always they constantly keep on thinking, no, if I let my problem out, how would be how would my classmate, how would my peer behave with me, right? So this way, you need to safeguard their self-esteem as well. Struggling reader, provide extra support and instruction, clear and realistic goals, and recognize them. This can sound very subjective to you, okay? Because I say you can feel that okay, Preeti ma'am is reading something out which is not making a sense into it. But I will be telling you a very practical thing. Suppose that you find a student in your class that who is not so good at reading. So what is the solution? Solution is that bring that child to you and ask him to read 10 or 15 lines at his house, at his home. And not only, kindly take the parents into the consideration, take the parents into the assurance that they will also keep a check that how child is reading. Start providing, do not give so much focus to the syllabus book, right? That and subjective books, that you have to do that subject work and you have to do that subject work. That whatever he feels interested in, it for initially phase. Okay, if you're good at you want to read comics, you like stories, you like movies, just try and arrange certain kind of books wherein that he'll create that interest. Because the first step is that we need to create that interest, because once the interest is created, definitely and surely he is going to expend his interest into his syllabus as well. So these side, but ultimately he's in the class, because we cannot take all the decisions on the teacher's behalf. So we need to win the parents assurance as well, and management assurance as well. Because ultimately we are responsible to the principal, we are responsible to the management as well. So we need to keep them informed. So I am not targeting that what result that he is going to produce, but what I'm targeting is that how are he going to be improved. I have talked to his parents. The parents are agreed onto it. So now that what should I do? Tell me. So definitely I'm quite sure that you are going to get the positive response that work on the improvement of that child, irrespective of the fact that how he is faring in the subject or how he is faring in the examination. Take my words, it will take 6 months or maybe 2, 3, 4 months, and gradually he'll be able to earn passing marks, right, for the initial phase, until unless that he's not struggling with any kind of a problem. So English language learner, make him motivated enough to say, see, do not treat English as a subject. Because generally what happens, this is a kind of natural phenomena, that whenever something is forced upon us, that we don't take much interest. Just tell that child that, see, do not take English as a subject, take English as a medium, right? Take English as a fun that will open up the floodgates for so many, write-ups and the good literature to you. If you are good at English, it means that you're good at communication. If you're good at communication, you are good at achieving success. Because, there are two types of people who are successful in this world. Either the person sharp with the brain, extraordinary, because I'm not saying mediocre, until unless that you are very much skilled, or the person sharp with the tongue, right? Sharp with the tongue, the good at communication, good at manipulation. Gone are the days when we used to say, oh, manipulation is such a wrong word. Nowadays, it's not. Manipulation is not for all the wrong reason. It's for the right reason as well, that how we are just, leaving our impact on the listeners. So that way, distracted students, special needs students, yes, every school has the, counselors and psychologists, right, as the faculty member. So this way we have to take this specialized care, right, and we have to get in touch with them, we have to get in touch with the parents, we have to get in touch with the management, because I would like you people to play safe here. I wouldn't say that deal with them the way you are dealing with the other children. No, that would not be a safe plan. You have to keep yourself safe as well, because these children actually need special care. So until unless that you have the trust from all the people, that don't proceed further, right? So, and the distracted students, now why they being distracted, what is the problem? That we have to provide them a little bit motivation, little bit support, strategy, and realistic goal. Okay, beta, you know what happened? That here, I would like to narrate an anecdote. What happened to me? I was the class teacher of a girl, Janvi Yadav, and she was so much into online gaming, very much into online gaming. And one day when PTM happened, so the parents came and they said it, ma'am, I don't know, that we couldn't do anything because the entire night she keeps on playing the online games. And you know that I'm so good with my student, because generally I'm blessed enough that I always get the kind of respect and love from my students. So I called Janvi and I said it, Janvi, okay, you swear on me that you are not going to play, right? And I just said it randomly. I did not have that intention, right, to say that she'll. But yes, being a teacher, I said, Janvi, she was in 10th standard those days. So I said it, Janvi, until unless that you clear the 12th with 95% of a marks, please do not. You swear on me that you are not going to play online games. And she said it. After that, I left the school. I started working somewhere else, right? And this last year, 2024, in that May, one night when I was simply scrolling my phone, I got a message, right? And the message was just like that: Preeti ma'am, kindly remove your, swear. I said, what sort of swearing? Right. So I couldn't remember that girl. Preeti ma'am, please take your swearing off. I want to play online game. And suddenly that I was reminded of the fact, oh, is it Janvi Yadav? I said, Janvi Yadav, yes, ma'am. Manika, you did not play the game. Oh, no, ma'am, because since you said it, now that swear on me. How could I play the games? And believe me, that time my eyes were filled of the tears, because somehow that I could believe that it was surreal to me, right? If my own children, since I'm a mother of two, if maybe they'll not respect that way, the way that girl did. And she got 96%, and she was by a student. And after that, I met that girl as well. I, that incident reminded me of that fact. Yes, if we, we can be impactful on our children if we wish to be. So that way, distracted students, the nerd, yeah, who's techie, encourage their passion and interest. They are always something or the other. They are always, into the technical work. Recognize them and just give them that sort of a work. Like suppose that you are preparing the PPTs for your work, and you are just doing something, because nowadays learning is not limited to the hard copies, right? So we have to make soft copies as well, lesson plan and so on and so forth. Just engage that child with us gradually, one or two, three times, that he'll think, okay, ma'am, trust me a lot. It means that I'm doing something good. That way that you are reinforcing his self-image. Yes. Mediocre students, again, provide extra support and guidance, set clear and realistic goal, recognize the accomplishment, gradually, that whatever little he's doing, start appreciating it. Oh, you have done this much, that's very nice, but you have got the potential to do much more. You have got 86%, but I think that if you do a little work ahead, that you can give a tough competition to the topper. So that way that we have to motivate the child. Smart Alec, right? Encourage that curiosity and critical thinking, but set clear boundaries and expectation. Here you need to make that child enough. It's not a good thing to know everything and everything all the time. Believe me, Because if we will appreciate the smart aleck that who believes that he knows everything, because till now that you might have assumed that I'm asking you to appreciate every child, but why not smart aleck? Here is a difference. That minute difference is that their children need appreciation, but when it comes to smart Alec thinks that I know everything. And when the person has that conviction that yes, I know everything, it means this is a negative trait. Just tell him the importance of being failure as well sometimes, because in this world, knowing the importance of failure is as crucial as knowing the importance of being successful, because that is the evident truth. Sooner or later you have to be failed, you know and if they will not understand, they will not understand that how it feels, how the failure has to be handled, they will actually be failed into their social life. You might have heard so many cases, even the IPS and the IAS and the big officer, they have committed suicide. Why? Were they not successful? They were successful, but the only thing is that they did not know, right, that how to be failure. Okay, so in that way, we need to tell them that it's not a good thing to know everything, just to claim that you know everything. Sometimes that there is a pleasure of not knowing anything, because this way that you will be a seeker, you will be a learner. See, for a very good example, that we all are here, right? Though we all have been teaching the children from years, right? We all are doing so good into their own, that what, for what reason we all are gathered here? Just to know, because we have not thought upon that we know everything. We are just creating a platform that I can learn from you, you can learn something from me as well. So this type of children actually needs a special handling, right? New kid, again, provide them the inclusive learning environment. Start giving us very small assignment. Okay, beta, bring that book. Okay, bring that piece of chalk, bring that this way, just give it to Nancy, just give it to Smita, just give it to Anil, and so on. That ma'am, who Saurabh is, beta, that boy. So that small activities will make him feel inclusive, right? So transfer students, again, that you have to provide them that the same kind of welcoming and inclusive learning environment. Build connection with other students, provide them the support, create such kind of a certain activities into the class wherein they unconsciously they will talk to each other. If you say them, why don't you talk to that person, why don't you talk to that person, so they'll be conscious enough and they'll not talk, right? So what we have to do unconsciously, that we have to provide them the opportunities wherein they'll talk to each other, but without knowing that we are talking. So this way, just provide them the opportunities, right? Now, challenging behavior. I did use polite language, because gone are the days that when our teacher used to be very rude. Because Rashmi ma'am would be agreed, right? Right, wherein if we'll talk about the teachers earlier, and particularly the government teachers earlier, there is a kind of love into their rudeness as well. But they never use the polite language. They used to call us by names, that right, but still that we used to respect them a lot, because we had never had that fragile self image, that we think, oh, teacher is being strict, the teacher is nice. But nowadays we have to be very particular, because there's so many things, like, so all the time, no matter that how bad we are feeling inside, how hurt we are feeling inside, try to be always polite. If sometimes I do understand that ultimately we are the human beings, that we cannot always fake it. That's a harsh reality. Fake it until you make it. If the words are coming from inside, that's very good, that's stupendous. But if the words are not coming inside, try to be as polite as you can, because people will not understand our intention but our impact. Management will not understand that our intention was not wrong. Management will understand how was the impact. So in that way, and maintain eye contact, because eye contact is the symbol of a assurance, reassurance, confidence. If we are not making the eye contact, it means that we are not giving that sense of assurance and reassurance to that child, right? Okay, this is not that we are not doing it. Let one another speak uninterrupted. Raise concern about one another's statement in a respectful manner. So this is somehow that's what happens many a time that no matter because nowadays that this is not happening with the senior student, it is happening with the students of the junior one as well, because they are in that zone. Neither we can make them understand fully that what was the intention behind, nor we can scold them. Right. So, and ultimately it can lead to the argument in the class. So we, many a time, if you feel like that, the child is not understanding. So rather than making him understand again and again and again, right, you just better follow the hierarchy. And what is the hierarchy? That you will contact to your coordinator. The coordinator will further contact to the principal, and the principal to the parents. So the safe thing is that rather than doing all alone the entire reformatory course, kindly get the hierarchy into the loop, right? Now, so now not only see what happens that we alone are not the island, right? So we cannot build the we cannot build the entire society, because ultimately that we need the cooperation. In that way, let your children be your partner into it, right? If you are doing all alone the entire thing, ultimately one day is fine, but another day is definitely a chaos, right? So rather than preaching them that you have to do this, you have to do this, let's teach them. And how are we going to teach them? When we are going to say that this is the ideal class, and I would love to have this ideal class every day, and I am not making it, but you all are the stakeholder, you are going to create it, right? So this way, yes. Now, very important point is avoid, punishing the class. You cannot, punish the entire class, because generally what happens, like suppose the class, there is a noise in the class. So, and as soon as we enter inside the class, what the first thing that we do, we ask the entire class to stand up, and the entire class, has to be punished. That's the wrong way, right? In that there are so many fragile students will come up, we have not done anything, why are we going to be punished, right? I don't like to be punished when I have not done it. They'll further escalate the matter. Better, right, you say the class that kindly monitor, let me know who has created the ruckus, who has created that chaos, and never scold the child in front of the others. In fact, what you have to do, you have to get the child right in person and ask for the reason. Don't scold before knowing the reason, because many a time it happens, our first impulse is that, why have you done that, you should not do that. No, right? First ask for the reason. Understand that what was the reason behind that chaos, why has he done this, was he propelled for doing this, or how did it come out. So that way, once he'll tell and see the gesture and expression on his face, that was he genuine or he's telling a lie, because this way you are also diagnosing a problem as well, because you have to understand if child is lying, what was the cause of that lie, and this you will see a deeper picture inside it, right? So yes, very important. It's not about that we are the teacher, we have all got all the rights, right to scold them, to be nagging at them. No, sometimes we have to offer praise to them, right? And praise them in front, scold them in person, but praise them in front of the entire class. It is not only for students, it's for all the human beings, that whenever that we are just bringing out the differences, try to bring the differences into the person. But when it comes to offering the praise, praise has to be offered in front of the everyone. So this how that automatically will be earning the praise. So that way build excitement for content and lesson plan. Yes, now this is the another very important point, how to manage the class. Sometimes you might have seen the class always creates the ruckus and the noise when they don't feel interested in particular subjects, right? So, oh, sir and ma'am is always just like, try to make your chapter more interesting, because nowadays even the NAP, National Education Policy, and different approaches, different pedagogical methods are emphasizing on the activity based learning, interdisciplinary method, wherein that we are associating one subject to the another subject as well. And moreover, we are also attaching it to the practical life as well. Ask them to bring out the example from the practical life, wherein the physics is involved, wherein the maths is involved, wherein the English is involved, wherein SST in it, and they will come up with so many things. Ma'am, science is involved out there as well. English is involved out there as well. Yes, and this is how that they will start taking interest into the class. The only thing is that, and once they'll be interested to their lesson, right? They'll not make the noise further. The class will automatically be arranged. The manager, you need not to do any other extra effort. If you are telling them, because being an English language teacher, when I teach them grammar, I never say that I'll be teaching you grammar, right? Because when they see, grammar, oh my God, grammar is a set of rules, and rules are never to be learned now. So it means that we are, not able to understand grammar. I never say, okay, grammar, oh, the rule is so simple. Like for an example, if I'll teach them, active passive. So if you give them the definition, this is what is written into it, they'll never understand, neither they'll take the interest into it. I say, okay, count 1 2 3, they'll say 1 2 3. Now I'll say reverse the counting, they'll say 3 to 1. Now we're done with active passive. See, so this will, the interest will be piqued, the interest will be sharp. Oh ma'am, why is ma'am saying that 1 2 3 and 3 to 1 and the active passive is done, right? So there must be a reason. Ma'am, what is that? How is that? After that, I explain to it. It means now, forget about the definition, whatever is written into the books, right? 1 2 3. Now the position is 3 to 1. It means 3 will take the position of 1 and 1 will take the position of 3. 2 will remain the same. It means 1 is equal to subject and 3 is equal to object. So it means the subject and object will change the position. So, this mathematical portion, and they'll take the interest. So that way, assign open-ended project, right? Don't ask them the question which will force them to say yes or no. Give them the open-ended, wherein they'll put forward their own subjective explanation, their own perspective, right? Why is that so? Because I'll take 11th and 12th as well, so there are many crossover questions, right? One particular character could be a villain, and he could be a hero as well. So now how is that possible? That possible on the justification provided by the child, right? The way he will justify the act, right, will create the personality for that. It could happen that the person seems a villain in my eyes, but the same person is a hero in other eyes, right? So in that way, always provide them the open-ended projects, not close-ended, wherein they'll do the research. So even the CBSE is working a lot onto the open-ended question. Like suppose that you are discussing anything in the class, make a question in that way, wherein the answer would not be same, right? Answer would be different, right? It's questioning should not be who killed it, Ram killed it. No, I'm not looking. Why did Ram killed it when if he wanted, he could have saved him, right? So it means now the children will come up with either different kind of ways, and when every child will be heard, every child will be asked to create the view. Now child will not feel the rectification, and the child will say, okay, I think in my views, the thing can be like that because child feel not disinterested when the answer is same. Everybody is saying, man, Ram killed the snake, Ram did this, Ram. No, we know that Ram has done it, but why has Ram done it when if he wanted, he could have saved him, right? So now they will come up. Okay, so better, this peer teaching, you can also engage them into the peer teaching. As I told you, there is a shy student and there is an extrovert, make them sit together, right? So this way automatically they are going to be influenced. And how, this is a psychological game, right? How, we called it domino effect, ripple effect. In extrovert will be impacted through the shyness of the child. He will learn that there is something good just being a little bit quiet, and the shy will be impacted through the eagerness of that extrovert. Okay, that he keeps on speaking the entire day and everybody likes him, that I should also do it. So that's a ripple effect. We have not created a paradigm shift, but we have created a ripple, right? So yes, peer teaching, so we can, this way that we are asking them to teach each other, we can do that same into the class. Intelligent, we can give overachiever to the underachiever, make them buddy, right? Okay, now this is your responsibility, because you will understand an overachiever. Oh my god, that ma'am has chosen me, it means that I got something, so that he'll do the work diligently, right? Positive PTMs, phone call, tangible reward. Tangible rewards means like, okay, you've done best. Okay, it's not only the praise. That pencil is for you. Tangible something. Okay, that card is for you, right? Because tangible gifts hold importance. Believe me, they do, right? And after that, PTM, wherein their parents are informed, right? And engage the proactive approach, be proactive. This is very important. Proactive approach, wherein that we can engage our students, right? And in certain activities, right? We can plan the day, we can engage, give them the, proactive roles wherein they'll learn and understand it, right? Sponge activity. Sponge is the way sponge takes everything in that way. Plan sponge activities and transition. The key to engaging student in learning from the moment that bell rings in excellent and comprehensive preparation for the class. That's very, technical. So I'm not going to read it. I just read it for just to tell you that was technical. The only layman language is that children and activities should be self-directed, wherein the children are directing the activities, right? They are taking the initiative, right? They are taking the initiative to plan the discretionary activities into it. Right? Be proactive. Again, we have talked about, right? So it's about the, see, food for thought, that effective teacher manages a classroom and ineffective teacher disciplines a classroom. Though very, very profound difference is that we are not here to discipline the class. We are here to manage a class. Earlier, all teachers were taking both the words same. Okay, until unless that I discipline the class, my class will be no, my class will not be managed. No, that's a wrong policy. That is not the case. Discipline means that you can ask the child to be quiet enough. I am not here to make my child quiet enough here. In fact, I am here to make my child to be active enough, right? So I am not going to give them the rules. I am going to give them the lines, not rules, because rules are meant to be hated. Whenever you see that there are certain rules to be followed, people, even if we will also not like it, let alone the children. Why would they like it? In fact, tell them these are the guidelines, not rules. The entire scenario changes when we change the language, when we change the world, right? So what happened in my class, there are parents, right, that who never liked any feedback like which is given, because they considers that their child is super intelligent, and they know, okay ma'am, Satvik will do this, Satvik will do this. So one day the class teacher came to me and said, Preeti, the parents are not receptive enough, that whatever messages, that I send to them, they don't take it with the open heart. Right. So what I said it, let's change the language. And now, what I changed the language, that I started saying, right, as the second parents, dear parents, we, as the second parents to your child, would like this and that way. So as soon as the parents read the message, oh, teachers are being the second parents, right? Right. So it means they have all the rights, they have the responsibility. Now that I create certain kind of emotion, because that was the requisite of that time. So believe me, teachers, change your language and the scenario will be changed. Choose your work very discreetly, very, discretionally, and the impact would undoubtedly the way you have intended. So do not discipline your class, manage your class. I told you that first of all, know your class, KYC, right? Know your child. So you have to do that KYC. And once you'll know that, oh, my class is the combination of the learners, the overachiever, the underachiever, the cloud, the elec, and, the shy child. And after that, you will also create this strategy. Okay, that child is a facile enough. I can't use a little bit harsh words, right? So this way, see the magic, and that whatever you have intended, you are surely going to achieve, because once the class is managed, everything is managed. The plan that you have done to your class, the strategies, the lesson plan, right? Even there would be less parental complaint, equally less complaints from the management side, because management and the parents will definitely find their child doing something or the other all the time. They're busy in some activity or all the activity, and conspicuous or conspicuously, children are busy with the honing their skills. So now today's scenario, honing the skill is much more important rather than mugging up the books. Because knowledge can be acquired at any point of a time. But when it comes to cultivate the right attitude, it takes practice. It takes different strategy. So we have to create that attitude in them. And attitude will not come up giving them the books only, but by presenting them certain strategy and certain motivation to them. That is all from my side. And now that I'm looking forward for the questions.
Ma'am, anyone can unmute themselves. Shanika?
Yeah, I hope that I have answered, though I have answered a certain question, but still I would love to have certain more questions.
Yeah. Ma'am, Shanika, you can ask the audience to ask anything, or they can share their ideas.
Okay,
Shanika, you
thank you,
can
sir.
go on.
Okay, yes, that I would like to start. I wanted to extend my sincerely gratitude for your excellent presentation today during our online lesson, ma'am, first. And can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear.
Your passion for education really came through in that live stream, as that passive voice and active voice, very superb. That 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 is the best. The first time I heard this, then I tried my best to do this the lesson with my kids. And thanks again for the time and then expertise that we would delighted to have to speak again the future if your opportunity arises, ma'am. And as we come to the end of today's awareness program, I wanted to take the moment to sincerely thank you all for active participant and attention. Then a special thank to you, our speakers and panelists, for their time, knowledge, and passion. Your contribution truly made this session meaningfully. Before we unwrap this, please take the time to ask any question from ma'am. Any educators? Do you want to ask the question from ma'am? Ma'am is waiting for you. I think
Hello.
they have. so many questions to ask from you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes, ma'am. Firstly, I would like to thank you for like an excellent session. I have a question regarding a child in our preschool. He was 3 years old, and the thing was, he was constantly going against like the classroom activities that were going on at the time. So the teacher tried adjusting and giving him a different thing to do, but usually this happened like at the snack time. So even when he was trying to be fed, he'd either spit the food out or spill the whole thing out. And maybe in like dancing class, he'd go around and push the others, or like in music time, he'd just sit the other way around and not want to take part at all. So are there any strategies that maybe you could suggest for us to adjust and help the child?
Did you contact to the parents?
Yes, ma'am. Like we asked them to come for the parent meetings, but usually they didn't. So we had to have special
Yes,
meetings
this
for
is
them.
what I wanted to say. Because if you call to the parents, do not ask them to come to the PTM only if they don't want to come to. Just
Mhm.
call to the parents and just only ask a question, sir, can I know that how much time that he gives to the phone? Because nowadays, whatever what is happening, because I could sense out sitting this far, that child at least spends 5 to 6 hours on mobile phone playing the game. And you know what is happening nowadays, the games are full of violence,
Yes.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is the only reason that is how that he's behaving, because now he doesn't have that mobile phone. But the
Yeah.
internal energy, energy is hard to be channelized, because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately they keep on playing this game, and they keep on hitting the other person virtually. But here
Yes. Yes.
he doesn't see that virtual platform, so that is
Mm-hmm.
why the internal energy is not taking shape. So you just ask from the parents, sir, I need to know only one thing. Just tell me
Mm-hmm.
this, that how much time that he's spending on the phone, and you'll be astonished to find out that
Yeah.
they'll say ki ma'am 4 to 5. So just only say,
Mm-hmm.
sir, the only solution is that please start giving him for 2 hours, right? Please
Okay.
start giving him for 1 hour, because the
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone is the root cause of that child. Because the same case is in our school as well. There is one a faculty member of ours, that his child is always just like that,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is how that she is also using it.
Right. I think, ma'am, this could be possible because both parents work and the child is left with the grandparents. So sometimes it might be easier for them to like have the child with the phone rather than have to like look after
Exactly.
and entertain and stuff.
Yeah, this is the case, dear.
Yes. Right, ma'am. I will try that
So
out.
the
Thank you so
solution
much.
will not come from your side. Solution will come from the parent side.
Yes, we need their support. So they need to like accept the fact that that's the problem we are having, where they are not accepting that there's anything wrong.
Hmm. Ask this question only, sir, how much
Yes.
time that he spends.
Right, ma'am. I will try that out definitely. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Rashmita, ma'am, do you want to say something to our educators?
Really, I'm so happy today because uh, we are meeting after a long time, and we are meeting on such an occasion when we have got such a good speaker, and it was really my pleasure to see her doing this training, and where she has not only taught the English, but she has integrated life skills, and multiple intelligence, and so many things into English. Because we know that in a classroom, it is not the language, but also the behavior. We have to encourage our students to, learn everything, that they have to do the communication. The communication is important, and
communication is not done only by, if you can speak a language in a good way, but also where you are interacting in a good way. Like she said, that cognitive is very important. Cognitive means when you are thinking and then you are talking. And then she said emotions are also important when you are talking to someone. And then you have to do certain actions also to express yourself. So all these things come together. And then she has told that how in the class you can manage the children, that their the peer group is there, and the children sometimes they are not connecting to the teacher in the class. So how you can make them the class very interesting. And so many things she has taught, that the rules are not that important, but what is important, that how the children are engaged in teaching, how they are engaged and they are happy in the classroom. And they are not only the discipline. Of course, they should know that how to behave in good way in the classrooms with your elders and with the society. We are teaching them. But at the same time, we are teaching them that the emotional connect between the teacher and the students and between each of the classmates and all that. So I liked, because where we have not only learned the English language, but we have also learned multidisciplinary. It was multidisciplinary because she had introduced the inclusiveness, because there are different type of children in the class, So
Yeah.
how we can teach each one of them and they will take their share. So that way it was very inclusive. She was talking about those, the children who are very naughty, they are disturbing the class, but then how to manage them, how to deal with them, that they become a positive, contributor to the classroom environment. So I really liked it. And when I had come to Sri Lanka, I felt that there was no difference between the schools in India and Sri Lanka. And when I am saying I'm such a senior person, I had lots of experience, then you have to take it as the right thing, that the schools in Sri Lanka are really wonderful. I had seen the students, I had observed the teaching learning process. I have observed the infrastructure of the school, the environment of the classroom. So when I came back to India, I told them that I was thinking as Sri Lanka is just a pearl in the ocean, but it is not just a pearl, but the, what I can say, the shine of the pearl, it is, just everywhere. It is
Ma'am,
coming.
take me to that place as well, because the way you are explaining is make me
Yes.
very interested.
I don't
Next
have to
time you'll
take you,
come to-
they will take you. Sri Lankans will take you. Already the programs are there. So this interaction is not only doing to one side, to both the sides, to India and to Sri Lanka. And it is a relationship. And it was my wonderful experience, because I'm meeting these people after, say, more than 1 month. So I'm just giving the feedback. I'm missing them. And today I'm very happy. And I want them to come to Mumbai. I'm not saying India. I'm telling them to come to Mumbai. And Mumbai is a good city. And it is, you can say, so many type of people, so many type of things are in Mumbai. And we will try our best that they exchange their knowledge, share their knowledge. At the same time, they enjoy themselves in and around the Mumbai. I'll try my best. And it is my hometown. So I want to invite you all. Most of you, I want you all to come to Mumbai. I'm not saying India. Okay. Come to Mumbai and we are going to have a very good time, knowledge-wise and enjoyment and everything. So I just bless all of you, my dear teachers, and I say thank you for inviting me and inviting Preeti and interacting with us. Thank you, Shanika and everyone, and come over with us.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Rashmi Tyagi ma'am and the Preeti Tyagi ma'am. Thank you so much. Today we learned a lot about this lesson, from the lesson. Then thanks again. I would like to say thanks several times that today is that very happy day for me.
When we'll be meeting in person, we'll be discussing certain more exercises for
the
grammar.
opportunity as the host. Thanks that Kamal Goda sir also. Okay, ma'am. Have a nice day and good night.
You too. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.